At the end of March of 2023, I gave myself the goal to reach GM by the end of the year. This week started off pretty well when I learned how to warm up before ranked properly from Spylo. So now I established a consistent warm up that takes about 30 minutes. First, I watch an 8-minute eye training warm-up from Otter to get ready for tracking targets. Then, I spend 5 to 10 minutes in IOStux's new aim trainer with both Hanzo and Tracer. And then, I play one quick play game for each of my characters. The important part here is that in these quick play games, you need to try really hard to focus on the game as much as you can, so that you make your brain think that it's time to focus. That brings me to my next point, which is meditation. When I had a bunch of stuff happening after the first week, I stopped meditating for a couple of days. And at the start of week 2, when I pulled myself together and started playing seriously again, my focus was a lot worse. I found myself playing on autopilot and I started to get frustrated a lot more than I did the week before. That's when I learned that meditation genuinely really is that important, since not only does it improve your focus, but also stops you from getting frustrated or annoyed, because you're conscious of what your mind is doing and can easily counteract those thoughts. I also sometimes stop and focus on my breath for a second during or in between games, which has so far been very helpful. The next big thing I did this week was finding out how to actually improve my aim outside of just playing. Most good players pretty unanimously agree that aim trainers are inferior to in-game practice. That's why I've been using Overwatch workshop codes and I'm currently using IOStux's new aim trainer I mentioned earlier. The point of it is that it gradually increases movement speed of the enemies so that you're practicing against harder to hit enemies, and when you play in a real game, the enemies move slower and it's easier to hit them. Another thing I started doing was an aiming style I learned from ARG, which is exclusive to Hanzo. All you have to do is just remove all unnecessary movements and move your mouse very slowly and smoothly. This has surprisingly helped me a lot since my aim has become a lot more consistent. Which before it kinda depended on whether I was having a good day or not. Now I just point at someone's strafe route and let go. To improve my aim under pressure, I'm gonna be playing tryhard FFAs since unlike aim arena or aim trainers, they emulate a realistic 1v1 in a comp game. This ties into the next thing I learned, which is weekend queues. Let me tell you, weekend queues are genuinely terrible. If your team loses the fight and your tank is the last one alive, the chance of them wasting their ult and staggering themselves as much as humanly possible goes up to 100% if it's the weekend. That's why I've decided to not play comp on weekends and use my weekends to only practice my aim so that I don't have to spend time practicing my aim during the week. Around this point of the week, my eyes started to hurt after playing a lot. After researching a bit, I found out that you can turn down the blue light on your monitor. The easiest way to do this is to use the night light settings. I put it to 25, which makes it barely noticeable yet reduces the strain on your eyes. I also do eye exercises before I play every day. The last thing I learned this week is about voice and text chat and why you should automatically leave them every time. The most important thing for your gameplay quality at your current skill level is focus. So even if your team is doing important calls, unless you are literally masters and above, your focus is a lot more important than any call that exists in this world. But let's be honest, the only reasons anyone would ever type anything in chat are to either flame someone, accuse someone of cheating, or the occasional nice shot, which all of them throw off your focus really hard since they have some type of emotion behind them. That's why you should always leave voice and text chat before anyone even says something. If you want to see my goal declaration video or want to know about the massive thing I realized after week 1, then watch these videos. And if you want to see my progress, then subscribe. I upload every week or two. All links from videos I mentioned in this video are in the description. And see you in the next episode of Road to GM.